So I know of a woman who let a man in her house to ask him for a favor, and now she can't get him out of her life, and she needs some advice. And this all started over her needing someone to babysit, or to dog sit, I should say, her dog. And y'all have dogs and pets, so I'm curious as to what y'all would have done in this situation and if you would be this trusting. So this is a friend of a friend, and she just moved to a brand new state. She doesn't really know anybody, doesn't have any friends, doesn't have any family there. She moved there for work, and she moved into her home. Now, with what she does for a living, she has to travel often, all the time. And she didn't really put together what she was going to do about her dog when it got to the point where she had to travel as much as she does. So I guess at that point, she realized, all right, I have a dilemma, and I need to figure something out. She thought of taking her dog somewhere where they would watch the dogs, and I guess for whatever reason, she was against that. She didn't feel comfortable with her dog being around other dogs.
So she didn't want to like do a boarding facility or anything like that.
Right. So her next option, now, she has a neighbor. She does not know her neighbors yet, per se. She's only been in this place for a few months. One of the neighbors is a man. She is single. She lives alone. He is single. He lives alone. They met a couple times. He was, I guess, the only guy in the neighborhood who at least came over to say hello, introduce himself. So she figured, okay, nice guy. And then every time they see each other, they speak. But she still doesn't really know him. She just knows this is my neighbor. This has been my neighbor for 3 months. So she decided at that point, you know what? This is an emergency trip. I don't have a lot of time to figure anything out. And so she went over to ask him if he would mind just coming over every day and just making sure that the dog is okay, that the dog is fed, so on and so forth. So that's my first question. Would y'all be comfortable enough
No.
to do that? No?
Hell no.
No.
Yeah, I think it's a different answer for a woman than it is for a dude.
You would?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So really?
Yeah.
Like a neighbor you don't know?
If I'm familiar with them enough in a month, you said?
3 months.
3 months. Yeah, I've got some next door neighbors that I had to go over to their house the other day. So the only interaction I've ever had with them, I'd let them watch my dog.
Huh.
Okay.
That's a hard no.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it either. I couldn't believe she did it. But she felt like he was nice enough, so she did it. So she said she was supposed to be on a 3-day trip. And the very first day, there's a code. I left that part out. I guess that he can enter her home. And he was supposed to go in there, take pictures, change the food, do all of the things.
So it's keypad entry.
Keypad entry.
Okay.
So I guess he went in there the first day and he did everything that she asked him to do. And he sent pictures and he let her know everything was fine. So the first day she's like, oh, this was perfect. This is going great. He was the right guy for the job. She said the second day, that's when it started to get a little weird, because the conversation that they were having in text message wasn't exactly just about the dog.
Oh, no.
So the first day it was everything about the dog, everything business.
Hey, I want to let you know that your underwear fits me really well.
Oh my God. Dear God. Could you imagine?
I can't imagine, and it's terrifying.
So the second day, it was just more like, so how's the trip going? How's work? Things like that, right? So she didn't panic. She didn't think too much of it. She's just like, okay, maybe he's genuinely interested in how things are going here, right?
Oh my God, I imagine her coming home early and like he's in her bathtub with like a face mask on and the candles lit, just like with her bubble bath.
Okay, the stories that y'all are imagining are making my story not as good anymore.
Okay, sorry.
Those endings are way better. So she said the third day, that's when he started to like really pour it on. Like, he said something that was like, I love the picture that you have in your living room of you and the guy. Is that your husband? Which I guess that was his way of, you know what I mean? So she knew that was a bit odd. And so she answered and was like, no, that's not my husband. I'm not married. And that's her, whomever it was. It's her friend or whoever. So the guy goes, okay, well, I just want to let you know you look very pretty, very beautiful, whatever he said
now
in the picture.
Too much, man. It's too late now. Change that code.
Exactly, right? So now the thing is, though, she doesn't really want to upset him because she's not home yet.
Yeah.
So she's not, so she doesn't really know how to handle it. So she doesn't necessarily shut it down. She doesn't really flirt back, but she doesn't shut it down. And a lot of men will take that as flirting back because she's answering the questions like, oh, well, thank you. I appreciate it. And then she said the moment she knew was she got a picture. And the picture was him in a towel
No, you're lying.
In her bathroom.
Oh.
I'm so serious.
Did he take a mirror selfie of himself in
Of
her
himself
bathroom?
in her bathroom with a towel on, with nothing but a towel. And then that's when obviously she
Hey.
was like, okay, we have a problem here.
I'm just letting you know yours lived up to the hype.
Okay.
The Bert Show.